right, welcome back, everybody. Human resource management is a very strategic department that, with the responsibility of driving change projects in an organization. Some of its key areas are employee relations, recruitment, compliance, training, development, and compensation, as well as benefits. Unfortunately, sometimes this important division seems not to have the influence in steering the organization to achieving effectiveness. Now, for more on this, we are joined by Marius Meyer. He's the CEO for the South African Board of People Practices. Good to have you in studio. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Dan.
All right, so we talk about the fact that this important division, we talk about HR within a company, it's not having the influence in steering an organization in the direction that it should. Why? What are the problems at the moment?
Well, I think traditionally human resource management was never seen as a strategic function, but in recent times, now that we have national HR standards, strategic approach to human resource management has been positioned as a key focus for really getting the human resource side of business right. And I think all the problems we see in labour relations and unethical business practices, all of that heightened the importance of human resource management in organisations.
Yeah. All right. So the industry really trying to revamp itself, I
Yes.
think, at this precise moment. How? What are you trying to make differently?
Well, with the launch of the national HR standards, a clear framework for sound HR practice has been identified on 13 very clear standard areas. And we've now also developed an audit framework where we can go into an organisation and now audit companies against the national HR standards. And all of that is helping to elevate the importance of HR in an organisation. Also, more recently, the Minister of Justice has improved HR practitioners registered with the SABC as commissioners of oath. And that's also helping the HR profession to get more status and credibility in organisations.
Yeah. What is the role of HR managers in driving ethics in a workplace?
Well, ethics is a key issue. I think we've seen so many high-profile scandals in recent times, and suspensions of senior managers in organisations, and nepotism and unethical practices like that creeping in. But ultimately, the HR managers are the gatekeepers because they are the people who employ people in the first instance. So proper verification of qualifications, ensuring that recruitment and selection policies are appropriate, followed, are all the key issues that HR managers really need to come to the table in order to ensure that the right people are on point and the right type of ethical culture is created in organisations.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems, and we all see this in this current environment, is corruption.
Absolutely.
How does HR try and root out corruption within an organisation? Do you have any ability to do that?
Well, yes. Well, we have an ethics committee who has been tasked in order to drive ethics in organisations. And yes, one can look at the negative side pertaining to corruption and fraud, but I think our approach has been rather to create an ethical culture in organisations. And therefore, we also recently published this book on ethical competence in HR practices with a foreword written by Advocate Modensela herself, in order to really position HR in a positive way in order to drive ethics in organisations, with ethics training, ethics awareness, so that we really focus on the positive side and then put in place the right systems and controls in organisations in order to prevent fraud and corruption.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, HR does fall within an organisation, within the same organisation that it's trying to protect or trying to root out this unethical behaviour, this corruption. So one has to ask, how powerful is HR? I mean, does HR have any teeth to challenge or oppose certain decisions that are made by the upper levels of any organisation?
Well, that's where the influencing skills of HR will be so important, because the reality is employees come in an organisation via HR and they are exited via HR. So some on the role that the human resource manager needs to play to ensure, first of all, that the right people are appointed, and then also to help line management to ensure that the proper policies and procedures are followed in order to ensure that good ethics are driven in organisations.
Yeah. I mean, the culture of a particular organisation make or break an organisation. How can HR managers help their companies to create this ethical culture you keep on talking about?
Yes, I think continuous awareness is absolutely key with training sessions, with coaching sessions, to really ensure that the right policies, ethical codes are in place to ensure that this new culture is created where HR working with line and CEOs and CFOs of companies really drive the right type of behaviour in organisations.
Something quite interesting I see now is that HR managers are now commissioners of oath.
Yes.
So this is a brand new status that's been given. What does this mean?
Okay, what this means is that HR managers can now also certify documents as original copies, and that's where the role of the HR manager will be absolutely key in terms of checking, first of all, CVs and then qualifications, and ensure that these documents are really true copies of the originals.
Yeah. What kind of qualifications are we looking at for HR managers?
Well, HR managers can start typically from a one-year certificate up through to PhDs as well, but on average, an HR manager is expected to have a 3-year qualification coming from...
That's the one.
Yes.
But I mean, to be a commissioner of oath, anybody is able to do this, even with that 1-year diploma?
No, we have positioned it for people with 2-year diplomas and upwards.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, okay.
Yes.
So this book, is this freely available? Has this been distributed to all HR departments within companies?
Yes, this book is available from our office. We're creating now awareness sessions to get managers and HR professionals to see the essence of this book and to guide them through the process of implementing good ethics from recruitment through to training and employment relations.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much for talking to us here on the program. Marius Meyer, the CEO of the SA Board for People Practice. Thanks very much for being our guest here on Morning Live.
Thanks so much.
All right, let's take